So this next problem, this next bullet point asks us to to find the bus route with the highest number of days on which it was late. So we're going to go back to the drawing board on this. We're just going to get our two buses and they've each got 10 values. So we want to count how many days late. For I in bus A, if I less than 0, and we need our variable. Oh, I call this variable, sorry. So late count A, we're going to set that to 0. So every time the bus is late, we obviously want to increment this. So we want to say late count A equals late count A plus 1. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make a list for the lates per bus equals, and we're going to have a list. So what we're going to do is when we've counted the number of times the bus is late, we're going to go lates per bus dot append. We're going to append that count, how many times that bus has been late, onto the list. Okay. Now I'm going to test this obviously with 1. So I'm going to print so what we've got here is we've got our variable late count A, which is 0. We're going to loop through this list. If I is less than 0, so 8 is less than 0, we're going to increment this late count. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that'll be 4 when it's finished this loop. And we're going to append that 4 onto this lates per bus. So what we're going to call this is it's highest lates test. It's got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now what we do all of these to B's. Very, very careful here. It's so easy to just miss one of these. Lates per bus dot append late count for B. I won't bother printing this here. At the very end, I'm going to do this for bus C as well. Don't need to print that lates per bus there at all. So now we have got bus A, bus B, bus C, nicely labelled, and just at the very end we'll print this list called lates per bus. 4, 4, and 4, that is not correct. Oh, maybe it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, it is. Let's put more in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Clearly I should have done so. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a good way of testing to make sure that you've got different values. 4, 6, and 5. Perfect. They've all got different numbers. Now what we're going to do is find the highest number in this list. So I've actually just typed there that you can't see because it just appeared off screen. Find most lates. So what we're going to do is loop through that list and find the highest number. Highest equals 0. For I in, remember the list is called lates per bus. If I is greater than, if the number, as it loops through this list, if the number is higher than 0, it's going to change highest to that number. If the next number is higher than that number, it's going to change it to that. If the next number is not higher, it's not going to change it. So if I is greater than highest equals